Behind me is one lot that is really the combination of 6 cemetery lots treated as one. And these were bought by 2 brothers and their brother-in-law. Asbury Hull bought this half over here. His brother Henry Hull bought this half, and back behind him, Henry's brother-in-law, Mr. Ware, Dr. Ware, bought the back quarter of the lot. And they immediately put up this fence around it, and they understood the concept of reuniting all the family, and they brought in the grave of Henry and Asbury's parents, Hope Hull and Ann. They had been either in the Jackson Street Cemetery or maybe where Hope Hull had built a Methodist church out near what is now 5 Points. Hope Hull was a Methodist minister who came here from Maryland and had a private school over in Washington, Georgia, and was already a trustee of the non-existent University of Georgia. And then when it was sited here in Athens, he soon moved his family to Athens. So he was the only trustee who was local to the university, and he had more impress on the early years of the university than anybody else, because the presidents came and went rapidly in the early years of the university, and Hope Hull was living right here in town. He's the one who built a chapel on the campus at his own expense, and he did many other things. So, plus he gave Athens 2 fine sons who meant so much to the growth of Athens and the growth of the university, and a daughter who actually saved the university from extinction between 1819 and 1829. So you can see that these families were really crucial to saving the village, the university, and then growing it after saving it. And as I said, Henry's family is buried on this side, and back behind the first row of graves, you have Henry's little grandson, who died when he was 3 years old, and his father took his picture to Baltimore and had his effigy sculpted into a tombstone, and that is right back here on the lot. We have many, many different styles of tombstones. It's almost a history of tombstones because the family continued to live here, and they even come back here to bury now. Just about 5 years ago, a descendant came back and buried some of her husband's ashes here in her family lot. And it was very interesting to me that some of his ashes are here, some of them are in his family cemetery, and then another third of them were put in an artificial boulder that makes a reef up at Cape Cod. So there are many things that can be done with our remains. But I hope that everybody gets an inscribed marker that attests to the fact that they once lived. And I ask my friends to please do that, no matter what's going to be done with their ashes. But most of the burials in this lot were of bodies.